I mean, shit, you that weight team, why wouldn't you?
Jordan Freeman. Now you trying to whisper with your bitch ass. Play me.
You take showers?
I'm not taking a shower, bro. Just play me. Alright, bro.
I forgot I was streaming.
Oh shit.
Yo, I was streaming. Nah.
You streaming? Hold on, keep streaming. I'm about to join that shit. I gotta watch my fat place. What's your name? Yes, send me it.
A breath stink.
Oh my god, this dick right here. You're so fucking annoying.
I can't even merch on annoying.
Yes, I can.
Thank you, Pa.
But you love me though.
Right.
What? I do.
You love me?
Ooh, you nasty.
Yo, I'm lying, I forgot! No! No.
The long fortnight of Super Bowl week is over, and away we go in Super Bowl 58. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1. Herbert. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Jeremy Chinn picks it off, and the Jaguars are going to take possession of the football. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down. Here's Lawrence. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And he's brought down, but not before a gain of 13, down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Jameson Williams from 13 yards out. And the Jaguars are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. So they called it the video review, so they had it right. They'll try and throw for it. And he's brought down. And that is going to be caught. And it moves the lead to 8-0. Looky here, a touchdown, a two-point conversion, and now an onside kick. Oh, did the Jags get this? Yes, Jags football. I don't know many coaches that would have the guts, the nerve to do this in the Super Bowl, but they did it, and it paid off.
Well, if you were a head coach, you would have done it. I know you. You have that type of nerve, similar to Sean Payton in Super Bowl 44 in New Orleans when he did against Indianapolis.
That's exactly right. By the way, I definitely would not have kicked. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Now Lawrence. He's going to try and go deep again. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Off the play fake, here's Lawrence. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, throwing back across his body. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the Niners are going to take possession of the football. Well, we've seen quarterbacks get away with throwing the ball on the run, no doubt. But this, Charles, I think you'd agree, not the best of throws.
And listen, you're not always going to have a clean pocket to step up with the proper mechanics and deliver the football. I mean, that's a given. But you also have to understand your limits and know what you can get away with and what you can't when you're trying to make a throw like that.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. From the 29, Herbert. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs. McCaffrey. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Again, McCaffrey. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
A big one here early in this Super Bowl. It's 3rd and goal. Herbert going to keep it on his sneak. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Niners have cut the lead back down to 2. And now this is right in Kyle Shanahan's wheelhouse. He'll go for 2 here. They'll roll him out right. And this is going to be intercepted. Jeremy Chinn picks it off.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Able to get away. Buying time to his left. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And the 49ers are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They trailed early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. After the turnover, here's Herbert. That's caught downfield by Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers! George Kittle, 53 yards. And the Niners have moved out in front. Tristan Vizcaino for the extra point. And it's through. That pushes their lead now to 5. It's 13-8. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee. Maybe shy of there at the 24. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. That brings us to the end of one in Super Bowl 58. Much more to come from Las Vegas after this. It's a close game here early on. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ooh, with a juke. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. Play action. It's Lawrence. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Up the middle with Barkley. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Lawrence hit and the ball is free.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. DK Metcalf. 45 yards. And the Jaguars are able to move back in front.
We see this route all the time, but when it's well executed, it's a beauty.
It feels like the fade takes forever to develop, like that ball is just hanging in the air.
And the reason why is that the receiver is trying his best to work the defender inside and give himself space to fade away from him and catch the football. And that's exactly what happened there.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And, CD, you know, sometimes you don't need those complicated game plans or the added wrinkles. Last time, now you think about it, couldn't have been any simpler. One play, one pass, touchdown.
I know those coaches put a lot of work into this game plan, but I don't think they mind possessions like that at all. They just save those calls for this possession instead.
Second down and right back to McCaffrey. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, Herbert. And able to haul it in is Kittle. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Christian McCaffrey taking it in from 7 yards away as they have taken the lead. And now this is right in Kyle Shanahan's wheelhouse. He'll go for 2 here. And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all, but right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going?
Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the Niners are going to take possession of the football. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Back to the ground on 1st, it's McCaffrey. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the 49ers continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. They'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he's going to be out of bounds. Here as the run back will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
On play action, Lawrence. He's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Lawrence to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up fourth. They're going on fourth down. Lawrence. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. On second down and 4, Herbert. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Well, the best don't mind making tough throws, but that was a real difficult one right there. Out of the pocket, trying to beat double coverage. More times than not, that's going to end up as an incomplete pass, if not worse.
Third down, here's McCaffrey. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. He rifles one that's intercepted. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, this defense, they've been terrific all year, and they come through with a pick six here on the game's biggest stage.
Perfect descriptor there, because we have seen this time and time again. This defense, their ability to take the ball away from teams, they definitely have a nose for the football, and it pays off again on that play.
And now they'll elect to go for 2 and try to cut into this lead a little further before they head to the locker room. They're going to run it with Barkley, and he will get into the end zone. So a perfect finish to the half. They get the touchdown on the final play, and 2 more for good measure. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl as we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl.
From the end zone, here comes Williams.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And they trail here in the Super Bowl, but fortunately for them, Charles, very much still within striking range.
Yeah, things didn't go exactly the way they planned in the first half. To me, they appeared to be a little bit tight, made a few errors they normally wouldn't. But, of course, this is the Super Bowl, so things get a little bit heightened in that regard. But I think they have to feel a little fortunate. They're only down what they are here starting the third quarter.
And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Lawrence. eluding the pressure, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Nick Bosa. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. To throw on third down. Lawrence going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Fourth down. Here's Lawrence.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Buda Baker with a pick.
And the 49ers are going to take possession of the football. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Christian McCaffrey
with his 3rd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Niners are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. Oh, felt like that move deserved more than he got there. A gain of 2. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that will bring up 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, it's Lawrence.
And a loose football.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
And now they'll throw it with Lawrence.
And he rifles one incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Lawrence will throw. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Off the play fake. Lawrence.
And he'll be marked out at about the 26-yard line.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Barkley inside handoff. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
We're through 3 quarters of play here from Allegiant Stadium. It's Super Bowl 58. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Koo knocks this one through the post, and this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And the tension ratcheting up all around. A 1-score game. 4th quarter of the Super Bowl. This is what you folks came for. Every play with the potential to win or lose a title as they look to drain some time off this clock. Another run with McCaffrey on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 88 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
And he is going to have a Niners 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead. Doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
But you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering whether they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
Tariq Woolen in on the stop. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action, but other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
2nd down and right back to McCaffrey. Now a timeout coming in here defensively as they stop it before the 2-minute warning with 2:09 to go in the game. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Justin Herbert looking to pass. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he is not going anywhere. He will not even get back to the line of scrimmage as the clock will stop at the 2-minute warning. Here we go on fourth. Herbert. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Jeremy Chinn picks it off. And the Jags are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. I'm surprised with the lead in a one-score game this late. They're even putting the ball in the air in that situation.
Almost makes me feel like the head coach might be second-guessing himself by not clicking on and saying, all we're doing is running it here. But give credit to the guys on defense. They made a play that they absolutely had to have to give themselves a chance to be in this game.
Now a throw here to his running back. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's second down. Throwing now, Lawrence steps away to his left. He finds him again, Saquon Barkley. He's got room at the 30, and they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 29 yards. And at the 18. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. 6 yards left on second down. Here's Lawrence. Got this complete to the tight end Pitts. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Back to throw. Lawrence. Over the middle, complete. It's Williams. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra. He has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they've targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends.
And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield, made the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want to throw it to him just a little bit more.
Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe call is to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Oh, what a nice tackle there. That will hardly move the needle at all offensively. A very short game. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. This is McCaffrey on the give. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. So 4 quarters wasn't enough, and we are off to overtime. Don't change that dial. So the Jaguars going to get possession of the football first here in this overtime session as the kick is away. Fields it right around the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, CD certainly doesn't get any more exciting than this. Overtime in the postseason. Of course, keep in mind things are different than the old way it was. In the playoffs now, both teams guaranteed a possession, so a touchdown here, if they get one, the ball game will not be over.
And partners, we both know many people have called for this change before, and they finally got it after the Buffalo-Kansas City Classic in the 2022 playoffs. Patrick Mahomes and KC, they scored first. Game over. Josh Allen and Bills never touched the football, and people hated that. Now the game reaches OT, every playoff team has a chance to fight to extend their season. So the plan has got to be, if you win the toss and you take the ball, reach the end zone and score, and put as much pressure on your opponent as possible to try and win a game in OT in the playoffs.
Running again with Barkley on second down.
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Opening drive of overtime, and now facing a 3rd down and 6. Big play coming up.
He's got this complete to Williams.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out.
A touchdown does not end it, remember, but it sure would give him a leg up. It's 1st and goal here.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
60 yards on the ground for him so far. Things now, Charles, looking pretty good here. A great opportunity to try to cash in for 6 on the opening possession of overtime.
And what I'm liking, Brandon, is what I see down on the sidelines. I see a defense huddled up and ready to go, already preparing for their opportunity to go on the field and close out this game.
That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
The job of any linebacker involves having enough strength to fight off a blocker and get to ball carriers, but in this case, I think we can...
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
A 2-yard touchdown run. And Charles, that touchdown alone doesn't win him the game anymore with the rule changes in overtime of the postseason, but they still went down, scored, got the job done, and now they put it in the hands of their defense.
And with the other side now guaranteed an overtime possession, getting that score was vital. The pressure is now on their opponent, and their defense, they have to play off the momentum the offense generated. One stop, and they end this game.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Well, CD, in the regular season, they would already be celebrating. Not so simple here in the playoffs. Now,
oh, and it's intercepted.
Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Jaguars are going to take over at their own 41. Well, the change in rules from the regular season to the playoffs at least gave both teams, Charles, an opportunity. But it turns out the team who scored first got